The man just wanted to catch a few wild chickens to stock up on food, but he accidentally drew the attention of a powerful D-rank magic beast. Facing an enemy whose stats far exceeded his own, Jack improvised and summoned an energy worm. His plan was to distract the heron and escape, but that's when he discovered the energy worm's true ability. It could absorb the enemy's stat points. That realization made Jack instantly change his plan. He repeatedly summoned energy worms to drain the heron's power. Then he summoned a wolfhound to join the attack. Only then did he narrowly manage to kill the heron. Killing a higher rank enemy should have granted 100 experience points. That would be enough for a normal person to gain several levels, but Jack had chosen hell difficulty. His required experience was 100 times higher than normal. As a result, his experience bar only filled by 1/10. Afterward, Jack dragged the heron back home. Everyone who saw it froze in shock. Defeating a D-rank monster usually required several grown men working together, yet he had killed it all by himself. Luckily, Jack was prepared. He lied and claimed the heron was already injured. Only then did everyone notice the bite marks left by wild dogs. No one continued to question him. Jack had to hide the truth, because summoners did not exist in this world. Revealing himself too early would only bring trouble. Although the heron's feathers and magic core were valuable, serfs had to hand over 60% of all gains to the lord. In the end, Jack kept only 10 kilograms of meat. From that day on, he snuck into the fields every day to hunt magic deer. The frog handled taunting and luring them in. The energy worm constantly drained their stats. The wolfhound launched fierce attacks. Jack delivered the final blow. One day, he finally killed his 10th magic deer. He had accumulated enough experience to reach level 2. Compared to his level 1 self, his stats had nearly doubled. In the past, he couldn't fight back at all when sparring with the future sword Saint Krina. Now he could at least block a few moves, but he still couldn't defeat Krina. As his kill count continued to rise, Jack's strength eventually became impossible to hide. His parents had noticed long ago, but chose to remain silent. Jack decided to confess on his own terms. He claimed he received a divine revelation at birth. The gods had granted him extraordinary intelligence and strength, but he also had to undergo a nearly impossible divine trial. That was why his stat panel looked abnormally low during appraisal. The only thing Jack hid was his true class, because in this world, magic beasts were humanity's mortal enemies. A summoner who could call forth magic beasts would naturally raise suspicion. His parents didn't press for details. They only felt heartbroken that someone so young had to carry such a burden, while they themselves had become a liability. His mother was heavily pregnant. His father was still recovering from serious injuries and couldn't work the fields. Without Jack, the family wouldn't survive the winter. His parents told him to keep the secret, but there was one exception. That person was his father's close friend Gerda. To Jack, Gerda was like a second father. Most of Jack's practical knowledge came from him. Although serfs weren't allowed to leave the village, they could occasionally go to town to purchase supplies. Gerda always took Jack along to learn market prices, helping him avoid countless pitfalls. From Gerda, Jack learned that a serf could become a commoner by paying 10 gold coins. 1 gold coin was equal to 1,000 silver coins, and 1 magic deer could be traded for 10 silver coins. That meant killing 100 magic deer would buy his freedom. That became Jack's new goal, because becoming a commoner meant he could leave the village and gain access to far more magic beasts to hunt, allowing him to level up much faster. He once considered buying weapons to improve efficiency, but the prices were far too high, so he gave up. Jack planned to keep hunting magic deer and saving gold.